So today we have to take up the Chitra Nakshatra. So the mantra goes as Tvashta Nakshatram Abhyeti Chitram Subhagam Sasam Yubhatigam Rochamanam Niveshayan Amrutan Martyagascha Rupani Pegam Bhuvanani Vishwa. This is the Purana Vakya. As I mentioned in Yajna, Purana Vakya is the set of the mantras used to invoke the Devata to the Yajna Shala. Then there is the Yajya, that is after giving the offering, asking for the boon from the Devata who has been invoked. So the next part is the Yajya. Tannastvashta taduchitra vichashtam tannakkshatram bhurida astu mahyam tannah prajam viravatigam sanotu gobhirno ashvai samanaktu yajnam. And we have also been seeing that each one of the nakshatras has a specific color, and it also is ruled by one of the rasis, and there is Devata, Adidevata and Pratyadidevata, Rashadipati. So the color of Chitra Nakshatra is green, and the Rashadipati is Kuja. The Devata is Tvashta, we'll see in a minute, and then Adidevata is Savitru, and the Pratyadidevata is Vayu. So this is the set of the Devatas for the Chitra Nakshatra. So this Devata, Tvashta, what does it do? Chitram Nakshatram Abhyeti. If you look at the mantra, if you reformat it in a prose form, it becomes easier for Sanskrit students to understand. This Drashta Nakshatra Abhyeti, he approaches, he makes advancements to Chitra Nakshatra, the Devi Chitra. As you know, as we have studied in the very beginning, all the nakshatras are all feminine gender. The 27 nakshatras are the daughters of Daksha Prajapati, and they are given in marriage to Chandra. So, but then all of them also had relationships with other devatas for the sake of Loka Kalyana. And Chitra Nakshatra, this Devi is Subham Sasam. Subham Sasam is a technical Vedic word which actually means in classical Sanskrit as a Jaganam. Jagana is the pelvic region of a person. And since Chitra is a feminine gender, it is the pelvic region of the Chitra Devi. And Anga Shastra says the relationship to the power of bearing a worthy child depends on the power of the Jagana or the pelvic region of the woman. And Chitra Devi, she is Yuvati. So, if you look at the mantra, Subhagam Sasam Yuvatim. Yuvati means she is youthful. Rochamana, she is very lustrous. In other words, she is very beautiful. So, here is the beautiful Chitra Devi with excellent form, and Tvashta, the Devata Tvashta, approaches her. And for that, for what purpose he approaches her? It is for the sake of union of Tvashta Devata and Chitra Devata, so that Martyan Amartyan. Martyan means humans who are mortal, and Amartyan means gods that are immortal. So Niveshayan, for what purpose do they come together? So that the gods get appropriate form and body, and the Manushas get appropriate form and body. The human body has to be sculpted and designed so that it will perish. And the Devata bodies have to be so designed that it becomes imperishable. Otherwise, they cannot be immortal. So the very structure of the bodies of human beings and the gods have to be differentiated, and who is capable of giving the nucleus of creating the both the devatas and the manushas, tvashta, who is capable of bearing this into her womb and delivering the appropriate body of the devata and the appropriate body of the manushas. That ability is in Chitra, who is Subham Sasam. That means one endowed with that power of and the ability to do it. We can extrapolate this because every woman is capable of actually giving birth to either a male progeny or a female progeny. And in her womb, a male progeny's body is sculpted according to the male structure, with all its abilities throughout its life. And a female body can also be designed by the mother in her womb with all the feminine qualities. If human beings are able to produce like that, here the divine Chitra with the divine architect sculptor of Tvashta, both of them can actually produce both the devatas and the humans. And now we are invoking this Tvashta to our altar along with the Chitra Nakshatra. Why? Because in Yajna, the human beings are involved and the devatas are also involved. So the primordial mother of both the devatas and the manushyas, it is befitting that we invoke both of them to the Yajna altar. So Chitra Nakshatra along with Tvashta is involved, and then we say Rupani Pigamshan Bhuvanani Vishwa. The entire universe, all kinds of species you are capable of creating, and therefore for the sake of enhancing my creativity in this yajna, please come. This is the Purana Vakya. So they come, and this Devata Tvashta, through the union of Chitra Nakshatra, they create the Devatas and Manushyas. For what purpose? For the purpose of mutual harmony. So Devatas and the Manushyas, the Prajas, with their appropriate form, will cooperate with each other. The Manushyas must cooperate with the Devatas, and the Devatas have to bless the Manushyas, and this has been emphasized in this mantra. The cooperative effort between Manushyas and Devatas for the sake of Bhuvanani Vishwa, for the sake of Loka Kalyana. So it is not merely producing progeny. It is actually creating a psyche of the spirit of cooperation, the spirit of togetherness. This idea has been later on borrowed by Sri Krishna and has interpreted in his exposition on yajna. In that yajna, he is saying Sahayajna Praja Srishtaha. See chapter 3, verse number 10 and 11. So chapter 3, verse number 10 and 11 almost gives us the purpose for why Tvashta, the Devata, and Chitra Nakshatra come together in union. In fact, it is not limited to just Nakshatra Sukta, Nakshatra Homa. This is an important integral part in the Vivaha Pradhana Homa. In all marriages, we have the ritual of Garbhadana Homa. In this Garbhadana Homa, we invoke Tvashta in a mantra and then ask this Tvashta to bless the couple to beget healthy, long-living, good-looking and powerful children. That is the great significance of Chitra Nakshatra. So therefore, in this yajna of the Chitra Nakshatra Homa, the concept of parasparam bhavayantaha, that is, cherish each other, the instruction given by Krishna is to be felt while doing this yajna. And this mantra also tells us why we should do yajna and prayer to gods. It is because when Tvashta and Chitra Nakshatra come together to form Devatas and Manushyas, Devatas will get proper frame of mind, good mind. That is why one of the synonyms of the Sanskrit word Devata is Sumanasaha. Sumanasaha means one whose mind is pure. A Devata's mind is always pure. So the humans also actually have pure mind. They are born with pure mind. But in their interaction with the world, their mind gets corrupted. And therefore in the Purana Vakya, not only Tvashta and Chitra Devi are invoked to the altar, they are also invoked into the minds of all the human beings that are there. Whatever is the quality of the Devata's mind is the Sumanasaha. Then because of this yajna, please give me also this Sumanasaha, elevate me to the status of a Devata. That is the prayer in this nakshatra. That is the Yajya mantra. What is the Yajya mantra? How can a human being get benevolent mind, charitable mind, large-heartedness? Only if the person is wealthy. Please note, it is very difficult for a person in penury to have so much large-heartedness. And our sages knew this very well. So they say, Vichashtam means Visheshena. That is, special boons you please give me. Pashu, Griha, Kirti, Bhurida Astu. Bhurida Astu means let there be plenty of wealth for me. So if a person has got plenty of wealth, good health, good form, excellent children, and on top of that, because of this yajna, a sumanas, then what happens? The person becomes equal to God. And in the Yajya mantra, Tat Nakshatra, that Chitra Nakshatra, in association with Tvashta Devata, make our children, Prajam, Veeravatim, make them valorous. That means I may be wealthy, I may be learned, but I want my children also be equally and better. And so I want my grandchildren. So that means every generation must become better and better. So the mantra, in the Yajya mantra, when he is praying, he is asking Tat Nakshatra, make our Prajam Veeravatim Sanotu. Sanotu means Dadatu, may he grant us. Naha Yajnam. Not only that, in our worship, what are the symbols of worship of Vedic times? Gobhihi, cows, Ashvaihi, horses. Samruddham karotu. Let me get enormous amount of wealth along with a good mind, charitable mind. So this Chitra with Adhidevata Tvashta grant us wealth, houses, fame in plenty, as also enrich our yajna with cows and horses. So the Devata Tvashta literally means the shaper. That is why you can see he is the one who, through Chitra Devi, shapes Devatas, shapes the human beings, and he was the one who produced the Vajrayudha for Indra. He is the one who created the chalice, a cup in which the soma is held in the yajna. which is offered to the various devatas, and he is the one who bestows long life and prosperity. He shapes the husband and wife. Two children are getting married. What do you mean? What do I mean by children? At the time of marriage, even if the bride is 28 years old, even if the groom is 30 years old, still, since they have not gone into Grihastha they are children only. Now, because of the Garbhadana Homa and because of this prayer, Tvashta, what does Tvashta do is, he, in that Garbhadana Yajna, he shapes the groom and the bride properly for the sake of getting excellent progeny. That's why that Garbhadana Homa is an extremely important Homa. And in all the weddings that I conduct, unfortunately, nobody is doing the Garbhadana Homa separately, which has to be done. After the Saptapadi is over, before the consummation of the marriage, this Homa has to be done in the husband's house. But we have given up somehow. So what I do when I conduct the wedding is, in the Vivaha Pradhana Homa itself, I add one mantra on Tvashta, in which I pray that may this groom and the bride who are going to become husband and wife, may they beget worthy children because of you, and you please shape the children of this couple to be perfect. So that prayer I will incorporate in the Vivaha Pradhana Homa. Interestingly, even you will see a parallel in Greek mythology also. A similar god having similar artifacts. Tvashta has an iron axe in his hand and a hammer. And similarly, in the Greek pantheon, the Hephaestus, he is the son of Zeus, and then actually he is also the one who is the divine architect, and then whose symbols are hammer, anvil, and the tongs. So if any of you, I have personally not seen, but if any of you have gone to the Louvre Museum in Paris, you will see a very beautifully sculpted image of Hephaestus. Closer home, for those of you who are living in Los Angeles, in Chino Hills, you have the Babs ISKCON temple. In the Babs ISKCON temple, in the outside wall, on the outside wall, there is a sculpture of Tvashta. So when you get a chance to go there, please watch out for that. And that Tvashta is the Devata whom we have just now studied.